Hello there. Welcome to Sling Pain Gaming, hosted by Recon Specialist TV. I am Patrick.
And I'm Padre.
And today we're doing the unboxing for the Separatists version of the Firespray, aka the Slave 1, or Jango Fett's Ride, whatever have you call it. We wanted to do this article a long time ago, but FFG, you're throwing so much stuff. We couldn't do half of the stuff that we wanted to.
Having a fire sailor clearing their decks for some reason.
I know, it's so much stuff. So, I mean, community, we're trying to pump these videos out as fast as we can. Normally, we can get these out during the week, and bang, 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 we'll have it as soon as they drop. But you know what? We waited.
Children, wives, families.
Exactly.
Holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, shopping,
So,
COVID. Name it, we have an excuse.
What we're doing is we're doing what we can with what we got. So we waited for the points, we waited for the ship, so we can do a proper unboxing for you. And this is what we're going to do right out of the gate. We're going to take a look at this thing close up. So here we go. This is what you get right out of the box. This ship is
sexy.
Gorgeous. I'm telling you. The amount, over the so many years that FFG's been putting out products.
Oh, they're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors on just the back side of it that you don't see all that much alone.
And you can definitely see a lot of blending. They are blending and highlighting.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors there.
It's so good.
I mean, oh, egats, that is just...
Yeah, look at the detail on where
the sculpt.
Yeah. You know what? Let me see the old sculpt here. I have the old sculpt right here. I can tell you the amount of color is so vastly different.
Heck yeah.
They've colored the engines. They've colored the inner parts of the wings, to where you can see the brown on the joints in there. They have kept some of the wear. You can definitely, when a ship flies through space, debris, asteroids, whatever have you, and it dings the paint off.
Dust.
Yeah, but look at that. A nice baby blue with, they did such a great job with this.
Yeah, they did. They really did good with this one. This is a great job.
They did, and I love, you can see the nice gloss paint that they've been using forever. You can even see the reflection in that window.
Yeah.
So, again, I would use this even with my Scum faction. I would not just use it for my Separatists. I don't care.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, still, bottom line, it's a Firespray.
I know. And it's now good with 2 different factions, just like in first edition. So, here we go. We have the points. The Separatist Racketeer, or Racketeer? I don't know. That's an alt art waiting to happen. Has all the same stuff as the Scum Firespray, which I was a little bit shocked about. I thought they would mess with the shields and hull a bit, but they didn't. Same stat line. 3 out the front, 3 out the back, 2 defense, 6 hull, 4 shields, focus, lock, reinforce, and a boost action. Man.
Well, it's still a Firespray. It's the same Firespray that it's always been.
But, you got the Republic Y-Wings, and then you've got the Rebel Y-Wings. They did
the same ship.
It technically is, but it technically isn't. I mean, technology gets better over the years.
Not in the Star Wars world. It just is.
It definitely gets better over the years, but I don't know. We're just splitting hairs now. So we've got the standard Separatist Racketeer. It says, emboldened by the bitter stalemate of the Outer Rim sieges, mercenary groups across the galaxy take the opportunity to profit from the ongoing war. And this is definitely one of those people. This one is sitting very pretty at the 64 base points. It is 2 points higher than the standard, or nope, yeah, it's 2 points higher than the Scum one. But you get different upgrades, different crews for a completely different faction. So, I mean, let's go to the next one. What is the next pilot? Ooh, look at that. It's Boba Fett.
Is it Boba Fett?
Where?
Boba Fett, where?
So, do you want to read this one?
Let's see. While you defend, if there are no other friendly ships at range 0 to 2. You may charge one of your, pardon me, you may change one of your blank results to a focused result.
That's pretty
Which is
creative.
nice. I like it.
That's pretty
I like it.
creative. Sitting at
It's forcing
70
you to
points.
stay close, but not terribly close.
Yeah, but it's very similar to Boba Fett's ability. Instead of letting you re-roll dice, and it's no other friendly ship that are near you, it's not the enemy ships that are near you, you just get to change a blank to a focus. And I can tell you right now, in this Separatist faction, passing and using calculate tokens is not hard to get. Plus, there's already Perceptive Co-Pilot and Force and all that stuff. So, I mean, that's a pretty solid ability for a 70-point Initiative 3 ship. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's not a bad ability. Anytime that you can get a free modification of your dice just for being hanging around, Fred, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah, it is only while you defend, so no using it for your attack. And there's no charges, just like his other ship. You can use as many times as you want. So, I mean, I would not be crazy to say that you might want to use reinforce with Boba Fett a little bit more than you would normally, because with the reinforce, changing blanks to focus results and then just changing that to an evade, this thing could be a nice little tank ship for you, or a nice little flanker, whatever have you. Yeah. Next up on the docket here. This one I might have you also read, Padre, because this is what we did. This is what we did. I know all these stuff. I have a cheat sheet of how all this interacts. I want to see your reaction because you've never read this one, and we did this on purpose.
Setup. Lose 2 charges.
Yep.
Okay, and you get 4 to start, which is even better. During the system phase, you may assign one of your secret conditions to, wait a second.
Yeah, you may
assign one of your secret conditions to yourself face down.
And there's 2.
You should thank me. You'd better mean business.
All right, so Initiative 5 on this ship. So even if you just are like, you just want to throw out this ability, this ship at 76 points for Initiative 5 is really a solid ship. So let's look into those abilities. If you don't have any problems with these abilities, you're going to use them. All the power to you. I hope your opponent has that same mentality as you, because it's going to be a little confusing, I'm not going to lie. So, go ahead, read this one if you can.
This condition is assigned face down. Reveal it after you defend.
Yes.
Okay, so after I'm done rolling my dice and have modified.
Yep.
After you defend, Zam Wesell.
Weasel.
Wesell recovers 1 charge. Then you may acquire a lock on the attacker. Okay, nothing too tough there. At the end of the engagement phase, if this card is face down and you are in an enemy's ship's firing arc, you may reveal this card and spend 2 charges from Zam Wesell. If you do, you may perform a bonus attack. At the start of the system phase, remove this condition.
Yep. So, this is where, well, I'm going to get your initial reaction. What do you think of just this first condition card that we just read?
I'm thinking it's kind of confusing.
So, let me explain. There is a method to this madness. So this is...
I'm sure there is, because this is one of the... We're starting to get into a card game of unbelievable... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is a miniatures game.
I know.
It's a card game.
It's definitely... If you just look at it simply, and this is my cheat sheet right here, it's, did you defend? The answer is yes. So you recover a charge, you acquire a lock. That's it. You don't have to remember if after that for this card, because if you didn't defend, you get to flip it over. You can spend 2 charges, and you get to attack. You don't regenerate any of your charges, so if you're out of charges, this card doesn't matter anymore. This is one of the ways that you can regenerate a charge, is if you didn't, or if you did defend, rather, for just this side. So that's it. Did you defend? Yes. Okay, get a charge, acquire a lock. That's great. Don't forget about the rest of the card. So it's...
You start with 4.
Yep.
You go to 2.
Yes.
Then you get 1 back.
If you defended, yes. You get a charge, and you get a target lock, which is good.
Right.
Target locks are good.
Then, at the end of the engagement phase, if this card is face down...
Which means you were not attacked, you did not defend.
Right. But then I didn't get an extra token then.
Yep, so you would have to spend your remaining 2. You're now at 0, but you get to perform a bonus attack. You also didn't acquire that lock because it's either one or the other. Did you defend? Yes. Okay, you get a charge, you get a target lock. If you didn't defend,
you're good for the next,
it's still face down.
You're good for the next round.
All right. Now, you better mean business. Go ahead.
This condition is assigned face down. Reveal it after you defend. After you defend, you may spend 2 charge from Zam Wesell. If you do, perform a bonus attack against the attacker. After you defend, you may spend 2 charges. If I do, I get to perform a bonus attack. I like that.
Yep.
At the end of the engagement phase, if this card is face down and you are in the enemy ship's firing arc, you may reveal this card. If you do, I recover 2 charges. At the start of the system phase, remove this condition.
Exactly. So
I think this is better.
So, well, this is the thing. To simplify these 2 cards, if you know you're going to get attacked, you want the first card. Unless you really, see, let me go over that again. Hold on. Let me get my cheat sheet out. So,
clear as mud.
Exactly. Let's go back to the first one. So, if you know that you're going to defend and you want the charge back, you want a lock, you put this one face down, and then you're going to defend and flip it face up. You can still do the face down attack, but only if you have 2 charges. This one, you can do it to where if you know you're going to get shot at as well and you have 2 charges, you can then flip it, spend the 2, do your bonus attack. If you need to recharge even more, and you know you're not going to be attacked, you leave this one face down. You'll recuperate 2 charges. So it's what your situation is. You're just going to have to realize that you might have put the wrong card face down. Either way, you still get a bonus because of it.
Yeah.
You just have to be really smart with it, and that's the problem.
And that, okay, that's the problem right there. When you said you just have to be really smart with it, and I'm not that bright.
Yeah. So, I mean, practice with it. Please practice with this. Go through it slow with your opponent. At tournaments, you guys better be on the ball with this one because it's going to lag you guys out a long time.
not to mention, if your opponent's not familiar with it, it's going to cause... Yeah, you're definitely talking to the judge at some point.
Yeah, the good thing is it does come with 2 copies of each card, and I'm assuming that's so you can put a face-down damage card or a face-down card either next to the ship, or you can give it to your opponent, and then you can flip one of yours down, or however you want to do it. I'm sure there's a way, but they give you 2 copies of each card, which is a good idea.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you're like you said, you're going to have to practice with this card. Well, you're going to have to practice the heck out of it.
See, I know what you're thinking is if you have to include 2 copies of each card for clarification, there's a design problem there. I mean,
yeah, it's awful wordy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do like this card. It's really cool. It's a concept that could be expanded into later. This one's just a little rough.
Novel?
Yeah,
it's not far from a novel now.
I know. Like once you get it down, it's not that hard to follow. But
there's 4 paragraphs on that card.
I know. The initial shock and awe is going to scare some people, but trust me, it's not that hard. Just remember that after you defend, you're either flipping it or not, and you're regenerating or you're not. It's it is what it is. But thank you, FFG, for trying. we'll see what we'll see what comes out in the future. But with that card, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. All right, Jango Fett, the simple man. Oh, jeez. I just,
Businessman trying to make his way.
why? I'm just a simple man. While you defend or perform a primary attack, if the difficulty of your revealed maneuver is less than that of the enemy ships, you may change one of the enemy ship's focus results to a blank result. Initiative 6, I believe, let me just double check. Yeah, 79 points. Wow. That is a loaded I6.
That's a lot. That's 76 base point.
Yeah, I mean, this is a thing to where everyone's gonna don't put your dials in a spot to where you can't check them. Don't change your dials after you've moved or anything like that, because this is going to be one of those things to where, okay, I did a blue maneuver. Did you do a blue maneuver? No, I did a white maneuver. Okay, cool. I'm going to get to modify your dice, vice versa. So again, it's going to take some getting used to, especially for those tournaments. For new players, definitely pay attention, because there are so many cards like this. With Hera is going to be a problem. This with possibly Leia could be an issue. Not an issue to where it doesn't work, but it's going to cause issues with players on the table. So just keep an eye out for that, because it's revealed maneuver, and then there's what the actual condition does after you revealed your dial and it's stuff like that. So again.
So now, if I read this card right,
yep.
Let's say I perform for whatever reason a 2 straight.
Yep.
And I got 3 attackers that are shooting at me the next round. And each one of those attackers went 4 straight or 3 straight. But it was one above whatever I did. That means I'm going to be able to change 1 die on every one of the guys that shoots at me.
So as long as those 3 or 4 straights are not blue, because your 2 straight is blue. So it's the difficulty,
as long as I'm
not the speed or maneuver. It's the difficulty.
Okay. So if I did a 1 straight, a 2 straight, a 3 straight, and they all did 4 whites or 3 whites.
Yep. You get to modify their dice and yours when you fire back at them as well.
For whomever is attacking me.
Yep. Exactly.
So if I get a chance to modify 3 separate people who are attacking me, okay, just automatically.
Yep.
Because of the movement, plus whatever other shenanigans I have from cards or anything like that, I can almost see that price of 76 being worth it.
Well, 79.
79. Yeah. Now I don't say that. Yeah, it's almost worth it, but the inner self of me is going, no, it's not worth 79 points.
I mean, the 79 is solid.
It's so what iffy.
The problem is the dial is not a lot of blue. It's mostly white, and that can be a problem. It depends on how you fly, what your tactics are, and what you're going to equip this thing with. I know the Separatists don't have many things in it that allow you to change maneuver difficulties, and I hope they never do, because this card exists. But it is an I6. You're going to have to keep an eye on what maneuvers you're doing against it, so it's going to make you rethink your dial, not his. Because Jango could just do that 1 bank and fire out the back if he's on that side of you. He could do a 3 straight and, shoot over you and then boost. And that will give him just a little bit more, because 1 bank boost on a medium ship is not something to snark at. It's really good. No. And with all the stuff that you could equip on him, it's going to be a formidable opponent at I6 that's going to be able to determine whether or not you're going to be able to hit it. So
it's a 79 base point, though.
Yep.
I mean, that's half of your list right there.
When
you're done with your upgrade cards, it's a 100-point ship.
But you got the droids; those are cheap. You've got the new the Tri-Fighters that just came out. You have bombers. This thing obviously is a bomber. It's got cannon slots. It's got crew, gunner. It's
Yeah,
going to have tons of weapons and options at its arsenal.
yeah,
So
because that was a bad mamma jamma in the movie, and maybe
yes,
they're trying to make it a bad mamma jamma in the game.
exactly. Well, now bombs are now cheaper as well, and
Yeah,
the
yes,
the
yeah,
factions never had really anything that's this high initiative before, except for
yeah.
the Sun Fac. But this is now a medium-based ship, so I'm very happy to see that this is in the faction. I think it's way too premature to say that this thing is or isn't good. Uh, I think it's going to take a lot of play testing to figure something out. And guess what? I would like to see Jango Fett and Maul to see if that combo works, because we all knew that Maul and Dooku was kind of a fun list for a hot minute. I would like to see this with Maul and maybe a third little ship in there somewhere. I think it's going to be lots of fun.
Well, Zam Wesell.
Yeah, exactly. Zam Wesell. Zam Wesell. I love that card because it just completely makes me think of Zootopia, and it's it's Wesselton. It's Weaselton.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So
So
that is all of the pilots. We're gonna jump right into upgrades because there are a lot to go through. So here we
really,
go.
there's a ton of upgrades.
There's definitely a
Are
ton of
any of
upgrades.
these upgrades new?
All right, so this pack has 9 new upgrades, 13 total. I mean, we're going to go over the new ones, but for the ones that we already know, Ablative Plating, Deadeye Shot, Debris Gambit, and Jamming Beam as well. The new Thermo Detonators, because those came out with a bunch of different things. But right out of the gate, Jango Fett as a crew. Go ahead, Padre.
All right. While you defend or perform an attack, you may spend your lock on an enemy ship to change one of the enemy ship's focus results to a blank result.
Yeah, so there you go. Kind of his ability for the ship, just a little bit different to where you have to spend the lock in order to do it.
Yeah.
It's comparable. I wish they would have done a little bit more with it. But with Jango Fett there, which Jango Fett at 7 points.
That's yeah, that's making this that ship is gonna. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna fly. Not too many guys are gonna fly 2 of these ships in their lists.
I don't know. It's definitely something to test out. But with Jango, it's the spending of the lock that I don't like. Because you could throw Jango onto Wesell or Weasel, and then you get to defend, you get the lock, you can then
Your
spend the lock,
wobble fall down.
and you can get that combo going. I don't know. It's very interesting. Because it's while you defend or perform an attack.
This is not a cheap pack so far.
For this guy for 7 points, yeah, it's kind of expensive. If it was like something like if you are locking, you can do it. If another condition, but this is you have to spend your lock and it's gone.
Right.
I don't know if 7 points is where it needs to be. It might need to come down a little bit for people to play it. I mean, people, please test this out. Let us know how it goes. I mean, we're gonna try and test it here as well. This is like one of the only crew cards I didn't get to test out, and I don't know. 7 points might be a little too high for people to be scared to take it. But prove me wrong, people. I like being proven wrong.
Well, remember in 1.0 how much the Emperor Palpatine cost.
Yeah, but that was changing almost any die on the world, and it would give you what it did. All right, Zam, you actually get the entire business, except instead of the 4, you only get 2 chargers to do it. And her crew is at a whopping, I think it was 4 points. Let me double check. Because she is a crew. And where are you, Zam? Oh, you can't take Zam. I swear. I'm on the ball today. There we go. Yeah, she's at 4 points. So you can do the same exact thing with her. At the start of the game, you lose another 2 chargers. You'll have to earn those chargers back, but you get a full access to the You Should Thank Me and You Better Mean Business. So, I mean, I don't want to go over those cards again, do you?
No, they
Okay.
hurt the first time.
We're
Uh,
Now, oh, my favorite card in the entire world.
Hondo Ohnaka.
Oh, Honda. Yeah. I love Hondo because not only is he in the game now, he has his perfect ability that fits his personality perfectly. All right, go ahead.
Choose 2 ships at range 1 to 3 of you that are friendly to each other. Coordinate one of the chosen ships. Then jam the other, ignoring range restrictions.
Whew. All right, this is going to cause some confusions on the table.
Yeah, it is.
At least on a competitive level, because it's an action. It still counts as coordinating. Um,
Yeah,
and you can do it to friendly ships or enemy ships as long as the two that you are doing it to are friendly with each other. So, I mean, yeah, this is such a fun card because you can jam it basically range 3 to infinity.
yeah, yeah, which is kind of cool.
um,
Oh, your ship that's over there in the way back corner? Yeah.
exactly. So you basically get to tell one ship, you get to do an action, you get to tell another ship, assign a jam token, and it's going to strip them of an action. Now, this is people were already asking questions about this card. So things that you might run into to where you only have enemy ships that have taken cards that allow one action for the turn, or a ship that became ionized and already took a focus. So with stuff like that, if it says you only can perform one action this turn, Hondo can't coordinate to that ship and give it an action. It's been locked out. So you're basically what is it? Your supernatural reflexes. Your Yep. Oh, okay. It is precognitive reflexes. If you do, you cannot perform another action during your activation. But then there's your advanced sensors as well as the passive sensors and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind that when you try to coordinate to something that says you can no longer do actions during your activation, you can't coordinate to it. It's not going to be allowed, even if it's not your friendly ship. And then also, if a
But the
ship's already.
card doesn't say you can't do that.
Yeah, don't even start, Padre. So the other thing
I had
is,
to.
well, the other thing is, if a ship has already performed an action and you coordinate to it, it can't do it again. And there are lots of ships in this game that have a very limited action bar. Your Y-Wings, your Arc 170s, your
Right.
Decimators. So,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, how could that be a problem? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if all of a sudden a Vader comes at me and he's focused and he's target locked and he's sitting pretty and he's like, I've got you right in my bullseye. And you go, oh, by the way, coordinate. You have to perform an action. It's like, well, I already focused and target locked this turn. What's left on my action bar for Vader? I could do a barrel roll.
Barrels are cheap tonight.
And you really can pull some ridiculous shenanigans with this because you can just make Vader barrel roll and he has to barrel roll, and if it takes him out of an arc or puts him into someone else's arc, they have to do it because you've told them they have to perform an action. He of course can try to barrel roll, to where it doesn't fit and fail that action, and he's good to go. And I don't know what that's going to mean for later on, to where because when you coordinate to something and it fails that action, you get to coordinate to a different ship. I don't know how that's going to interact. I'm not a judge. Let someone else figure that nonsense out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Barrel roll them in front of a rock.
yep. Well, that's the other thing. When I see a Y-Wing, it's taking the focus, it's taking the target lock from something else, and I go, okay, do a barrel roll or reload, and which would you prefer? Do you want to be stressed, or do you want to not be able to shoot this turn? So he's going to be very, very cheeky, and I love it.
Yeah. And not to mention, it's Hondo.
Yep, exactly. So,
All right, what's your next one?
I know, I talked all through that one. All right, Slave 1, while you perform an attack, if you're in the defender's rear arc, you may change one hit to a crit result, and this one adds a gunner slot. What do you think, Padre?
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
it's basically get behind him and shoot him.
A front arc attack. if you're in the defender's rear arc, which a lot of times you might be if you're behind that ship, you may change one hit result to a crit result. And you know what? Anytime, especially with this damage deck,
Yep.
if I can float that crit through, that's a good thing. Oh, and bonus here, have a cannon.
Yep. Oh, and this fits great with Deadeye Shot too. So if you can get
What's the
that
cost?
what's it cost? So Hondo is 6. Sorry, Slave 1 is 3, and this of just like
This is almost a no-brainer.
I know, and that's the great thing. It well,
And look
not
at
the
this.
great thing.
It's Separatist or Scum.
Well, that's the interesting part. So the Slave 1 title from the Scum is not available for this ship, but this Slave 1 title is available for the Scum ship. So the Scum can take either or. This is a great 3-point upgrade that you can take because there's now 2 Slave 1 options that you can take. Again, not a rules lawyer, but if I were to take 2 Firesprays in Scum, can I take 2 different Slave 1 titles? You could.
No, you can't. Well, wait. You know what? No, you can't because look, it's got a dot.
Yeah, but they're different cards per se because they have completely different abilities. Again, I'll let the rules lawyers figure that out.
Let them fight it out.
Yeah, exactly. Great card. All right, Boba Fett crew. While you perform an attack, if there are no other ships in your attack arc, you may change one of your focus results to a hit result.
What's the cost?
Boba Fett crew. See, my memory is killing me.
He's a kid. He's a
kid. This one because he is a gunner slot, not the which that is pretty thematic. Which means you would have to take the Slave 1 in order to take him to begin with on the Firespray. Boba Fett is 6 points.
So, yeah, because if you're going to do that with his dad, the cost of his ship is just skyrocketing.
Yeah, I know. So that's the thing. Now it's 9 points basically for Boba Fett because you have to take the Slave 1 in order to get him on there.
Yeah. So
it's a really...
I mean, this is going to be an expense. I mean, if you want to play this as a thematic ship, it's going to get pricey.
Yeah, especially if you want to take Boba Fett. This is a really good ability, but it's so situational. You only can have one ship in your firing arc for this to work.
Yeah.
Front or back, so it doesn't matter where you're shooting it, but...
Right.
This is... if you run into those ace lists, this is a great upgrade to have. If you're running into swarms, not so much until you start to get them down to maybe 2 or 3 ships. But yeah, no, this is going to be one of those wait and see cards.
I mean, right off the get go, I think it's great, but 6 points.
I know, for a free focus to a hit result. I mean,
yeah, I mean, focus token does the same, and those are free.
Yeah, you could be trying to squirrel it to where you're boosting and maybe just kind of getting something in one of your arcs. And that's the thing; it's in that attack arc that you chose.
I don't think it's cost effective for me to purchase it to put it onto a ship.
So that's the other thing with the fact that it doesn't tell you front or back arc. So if you're shooting out the back and there's only one ship in your back arc, you get the ability. Because it doesn't matter if there's 20 ships in your front arc. So it does work that way, which is great. But that's very situational.
It's an attack. It doesn't say.
Yeah, and it's in that attack arc. So
I'm a little
6
bit
points
more
is
conservative than you, but for 6 points, no, it's not happening.
I know.
I'm too cheap to buy it.
You're too cheap to take him. It's your son. How could you not take him?
Hey, I love my son. I just don't necessarily like him driving in the back seat with me.
I'm going to let you read this one. Go right ahead. Let you.
Okay,
please read this one, Padre.
Weapons Systems Officer. After you perform a special attack with the target lock requirement, you may acquire a lock on the defender.
Yes.
So, I'm spending my lock so I can put it back right on you.
Yep.
Why don't they just say permalock?
So I've already seen a vicious combo with this with the Republic or the Galactic Republic, to where you take some Y-wings and some torrents, The original V-wing torrents, and you just make it to where you conga line your target locks from one to the next, because you basically what is that combination? I want to look that up real quick. Where's the Y-wing?
It's right after the W-wing.
I know, right? And
For
it's
the X-wing.
with
Then there's the Y-wing.
Yasby. I'm not liking this. I have to have my screen full size. Yeah, it's the lat gun ship with removed until with Warthog. That's the other combination. So even if it does get destroyed, it's still going to come at you with full force. The synchronized consoles. After you perform an attack, you may choose a friendly ship at range 1 or a friendly ship with the synchronized console upgrade at range 1 to 3, and spend your lock you have on the defender. If you do, the friendly ship you chose may acquire a lock on the defender. Yikes. So you basically just conga line your target lock through your entire squad. Because you have Warthog, none of them die. You proton torpedoes at something and get it right off the board. Everything has target locks. Everything except for maybe one of your ships has a focus, which you can easily just coordinate with probably one of the upgrades you've thrown on Warthog. So this card is very dangerous. 2 points, I believe it is.
A 2-point card like that you can utilize in that list. Yeah, that's 2 points well spent.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous card that's going to be in a lot of ships, because so there are ships to where you won't have to take the passive sensors on your entire squad. You just have to take it on one of them, and then they can just conga line them through. It's going to be very interesting in the long run when this card exists. The weapons system off. Okay, 7 points. I was wrong. Thank goodness. It is 7 points. So it is up there. I anticipate if things get squirrely, that it's going to go up a couple of points. But
but it's 7 points. Is the economy of that card worth the 7 points?
If you're taking nothing but initiative 1s and 2s, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's where your points are going to go.
Yeah. But, if you're taking, low initiative ships, then yeah, you can drop the 7 points.
Yep.
If you're taking high initiative ships for whatever reason and you want to take this, you're going to think twice.
Yep.
Unless you're really desperate that you want it.
Exactly.
So I think that there's players that are very good at what they do that would not necessarily have to rely on that card.
Yeah, and also you're not going to have to equip it to all of your ships. You're just going to have to equip it to half, as long as with these, at least the Galactic Republic, they can pass the target lock on to somebody else, and then your next ship passes the target lock on to that next one, and you guys are just doing fine. So, yeah, this is an excellent card. Keep an eye out for it. Okay.
I love the look of this card.
This card is a problem. And I'll tell you why. Because
charge.
Because it's the first thing that popped in my mind is 5 Rebel X-wings, the Zealots.
Okay.
This thing is 2 points. You can fit 5 X-wings, no problem.
Oh, jeez. And what does it do?
After you acquire a lock on an object, or an object acquires a lock on you, if you have 1 active charge, lose 1 charge, and jam that object, ignoring range restrictions. So, the thing is, it is a must, because it says after you acquire a lock on an object, it locks onto you. If your charge is active, you lose the charge, it jams that ship. So that's good. I like that. But that also means that these initiative 1s can roll up on, an ace and jam it to death.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And all it do, maybe boost, maybe barrel, I don't know, but it ain't getting any focus evades or a lock of any sort.
I just boosted your ass off the board.
No, it didn't. It doesn't boost you off the board. But poor Sunterfell, you're not getting anything. You're just going to get jammed.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to escape. That's fine. But then guess what? They don't have to deal with you. There's nothing about arcs. There's nothing about anything about where it has to shoot you this turn. So if all of a sudden Sunterfell wants to flank you, oh yeah, sure. I'll throw a target lock back there. He can't get his focus. He can't get a lock. He can't get an evade, which is fine by me because now I can focus on what I'm actually shooting at.
Right.
And this is even great on a swarm. If all of a sudden I was being faced against an entire swarm of bugs, target lock, target lock, target lock, target lock, target lock. I lock all of you or wait for you to lock me, and I just go through your entire squad, get rid of all of those calculate tokens that I can't stand. Meanwhile, I have target locks or at least focus on you, and I can fire my whole squad and try to erase you quick without any problems.
Duck out, reset, come back.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, this is all factions, but there are only limited ships that can take that Scum upgrade.
2 points.
2 points. I do foresee this going up at least by 1 point, just so that it can't be put into swarms.
Well, I mean, it can go on anybody.
So it can't go on Y-Wings, which is for the Scum. It can't go, I believe, on this Fang Fighters. So they don't have this illicit or this upgrade. They don't have it.
Oh, you're talking okay.
It can't go on.
Anybody that's got it can use it.
Yeah, it can't go on Seeks. It can go. Can it go on the quad? Yes, it can go on the Jakku Gunrunner. So that's actually a really good card. If all of a sudden you can jam something and tractor beam it, that'd be really great to do.
Oh god.
Yeah, and it also can go on your Z95 Headhunters, so you can just create a Z95 swarm with them as well, and just have a good day.
And at 2 points a pop.
At 2 points a pop.
Keep it twice the price.
So it's not limited. It's not anything. And
this card could be a sleeper.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you could take 8 Z95s. You can do, and this is the crazy part, you can also do your thread tracers on a ton of them, and just, you can have a ball. Go crazy.
This could be a sleeper card. This could turn out being, like, very good.
Yeah.
For a lot of teams.
Yeah, that's a very good card. I foresee problems with it in the future. Now,
thermal detonators.
Go right ahead, sir.
It's a bomb.
Bombs are your specialty.
During the systems phase, you may spend up to 2 charges to drop this many thermal detonators using the 1 or 2 straight template. Each must be placed using a different template. Oh, that's rich. When you reload this card, recover 1 additional charge. Love that.
Yeah.
This is nice. I do like the fact I'm going to spit one out at 1. I'm going to spit one out at 2.
Yeah. So
this could be fun all around.
And that works with Bombardier. That works with the bombers and their bank abilities. That works with it works with everything.
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah.
That could be,
the good thing about this bomb is when it detonates, each ship and remote rolls 1 attack die. Each gains 1 strain token for each focus, and each remote suffers a hit or a crit damage. So it just gives you strain tokens. And maybe 1 damage. Or it gives you 1 damage, rather. Or of matching damage for a hit or crit. I'm sorry, people. I'm exhausted.
It's not that it's an overpowering bomb. I mean,
no, definitely not.
But, there's a psychological thing with bombs.
Yeah, it really is.
Drop it, oh my god, I don't want to be anywhere near that. And even if it doesn't really do anything, I don't want to be near that because it goes flashbang.
Yeah. This is only a problem for your low health ships, your A-wings, your Seeks,
your flash cannons, anything that is made out of wood.
Yeah, interceptors, droids really hate this because they don't want to be strained because they already have only 2 defense dice to roll.
Right,
but it's that hit or crit that's going to be a problem, and it drops 2.
And I like the fact that, when you reload this card, yeah, here's an extra one just for fun.
Yeah. So it's just it's a nice little deterrent because I remember watching a match and somebody dropped two of them. Jedi with without the Delta 7B rolled up, got that hit crit immediately, removed the shields, and then it got half points on him, and it wasn't a regenning Jedi. Same thing with an Interceptor. It only got one of them, but guess what? It got a crit, direct hit, boom, and there you go. It suffered 2 damage from one drop of a bomb. Yeah, with the Weasel.
What was the cost?
Well, the cost of that's the other thing with the updates for the points. This bomb's 3 points, very cheap, and also concussion bombs are now no, those went up to 4, I believe, because they saw the way. Yeah, 4, but ion bombs and counternets are now 3. So it's a bomb universe, everybody. Sorry to tell you, we're back in Padres world.
Padres world is nice. People know us here.
Yeah, and we are back to the beginning.
So that's not bad. That's not bad. With all of this stuff, let's discuss the dial.
Yeah, it's the same as the current one.
So, so you still have 1s, 2s, 3s, 4. Yeah. There's nothing different.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's
oddly
enough, it's a Firespray.
I know. For a medium base ship, it's got a great dial. It's got a nice one hard. It's got a option for a boost, which makes it even better, and it has a front and back arc, so it's very maneuverable. It's got access to a 2, a 3, a 5, and a 6. So it's got great initiatives to dig into, and they're not that expensive. They're they're cost appropriate for what they can do.
Yep.
So
yeah. So, I mean, when you really think about it, it's like, okay, anytime you've got a medium or a large base ship that's got a 4 straight.
Yeah, exactly. It's got some stuff.
It's got a little junk in the trunk to get you where it's got to go. It's got a little zip in its step. You know, I'm not hating that, and like I say, just the whole ship, the whole package. I mean, the paint, the sculpt, the colors that they're using. It's so clean. It's an elegant design that they did with that one.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. We're going to continue on. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please leave a comment below for anything we got wrong, anything we got right, anything you'd like to include or add, and any other comments you'd like to leave. Thank you again for watching our video. Please click on the like, subscribe, and share button below to help build the channel. Thank you to all of our Patreon members. Your devotion to us, it's driving us to do more content all the time, and we're going to keep bringing you as much as possible. If you want to join any of our social media accounts, you can see them above, and in the description below are the links to each of them. You can join our Discord, our 2 Facebook channels, our 2 YouTube channels. We go live on Twitch Saturdays and Sunday nights, and you can also go over to our recontokens.com webpage where you can buy all the latest and greatest tokens for all of your favorite games. And if you don't see them there, go ahead and email us at recontokens@gmail.com, and we can build a custom token, or we can even incorporate your logo into the token, and you can play with them, use them as any type of marker. So thank you again, and have a good day.